What is going on, everybody? Let me make sure. Let's see. Okay. What is going on, everybody? It's Big Game James here, Silver and Blue Nation. You know how we do. We did an earlier show, talked about the dub. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Rome here, my dog. What's going on, Cowboys fan talk? Mr. Rome, how's everything going?
Everything good, man. At the W, everything great.
You feel me? Let me give a few shout outs of a few people jumping in the building. Marquise, Boothang jumped in. T Smooth TV, as always. You like the number one that's always in there. Appreciate you. Over here, I got Wajid. I don't know. Some of the names I might mess up. Please forgive me. I ain't trying to. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just be hard as hell to pronounce, and I'm just going to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We here. I had to do the show earlier today. Rome talked about, the W, talked about the offense, the defense, everything. But let's talk about some recent things. Then we're going to jump into the game itself.
Yeah.
One of the recent things that just happened, Mike came out in the media. Mike McCarthy had a team meeting with the team and basically took sledgehammers and watermelons. And they said did his inner was Gallagher or whatever. I watched. I remember Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle mimicked him, and when he was like, "Orange stars, green." He said that dude is on heroin or meth or something. He said something wild or crazy, dog. And that's what I just remember. But he brought out the watermelons, put the ejectors, and smashed it. People jumped up and was going nuts. And then they said, the team was really feeling it, and we seen the win coming Sunday. Kind of what's your thoughts about, what McCarthy did on that night with the sledgehammer and the watermelons and just, everything that kind of maybe brought the team together?
Yeah. First of all, I like it because it's him checking the pulse of his team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I like that he's not just doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. He came in with his initial speech earlier in the year saying everything we would do will be about winning. Of course, didn't go the way he wanted it to. So I'm liking that he hasn't just been like, all right, I'm going to just ride this out to the offseason and start over. Uh-huh. In the middle of the season, as we can see, he's willing to make adjustments. Now, I don't know why he was so stubborn early in the year, but, everything with Dallas ain't always as it seems as far as just the way decisions is made. Uh-huh. So that might not have been all the way up to him. But I do like what I'm seeing. The Gallagher thing, it's funny when you first listen to it, but it resonated with the players. That's all that matters.
Right.
We don't need it to matter to us. Now, I liked it. I'm just saying if the fans think it's stupid or whatever, it don't matter. The players liked it, and it worked. Mm-hmm. They say one of the remember last year, the Rams game when we came out and blew them off the field? Mm-hmm. They said that week that Garrett out of nowhere had an inspirational speech. He showed some videos that he had kind of clipped up. And the reason why I bring that up is because it was one of the rare times they said that Garrett galvanized the team. More often than not, he just kind of rolled with his preparation, and that was it. I like that the McCarthy's kind of just trying to see what buttons he will need to press because these moments that he's dialing up now are going to be real important in the future. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when we got – well, it's not that we don't got nothing on the line because the division's still up in the air. But I mean, like, when we get back a lot of our healthy guns, he's going to have a way better understanding of what players is on his team, what it takes to get them going. And that's going to be real important going into next year. Not that this year is over. It's just, we got a lot of guns on the shelf. It's going to be real different when we get some of our weapons back, especially our quarterback.
Yeah, like I said, it's exciting me more than anything else. Sorry about that.
They're gonna run with it tomorrow, though.
No, yeah, they're gonna run.
Story came out late. Anything that's out of the ordinary, they run with. This story, it's gonna be on every show. They're gonna run with it because it's so
Cowboys.
Unique. It's so unique. And it's a slow media week because it's Thanksgiving. People, what I'm saying, they got the stand-ins. They don't be having like the full staff. Oh, we just gave them something to talk about. They're gonna talk about this all day tomorrow.
Right. And you know what? They probably should. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they probably should, because I mean it is important. Hey, Rhonda Don came back in, being the Big Game Supreme member. Appreciate you, Rhonda Don. Good to see you. But you know, the biggest thing to me, Rome, even when they're talking about the bonding, when they showed that, and they showed at the end of the game how McCarthy was hugging all the defensive players, it felt real and genuine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching that. Like, I played the game and I can tell kind of the fake hugs and, okay, dog, yeah, all right. But you could fit. I seen when he hugged DeMarcus Lawrence, when he hugged Woods, you know, like they really wanted. You could tell they were really fighting for him, trying to win that game, and you could see the difference. And me and you talked about it. You know what I'm saying? We said, hey, if this defense shows up in this offensive line, which we're gonna talk about right quick.
That line, baby.
Dog. Don't get me excited. Calm down, okay? Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. But you know what I'm saying? We talked about if this offensive line can just block for Andy Dalton, and you called it. I'm gonna give you your props. You said, listen, let's go back to Dalton. I think he's gonna have a good game. You know what? I started bouncing off your vibe, and like, you know what? I think Andy Dalton is gonna have a good game, especially if this line can protect. We were all wondering where they're gonna put those. Oh, you good? We were all wondering if you were going to put those, if it was going to be a change. You know, remember I sent the tweet, you know, it was right before game, like Brandon Knight had just got activated, and I was like, oh, people were like, I love to see him start. I'm like, he ain't doing that because they're going to keep still. You know what I'm saying?
I think they still might run Knight out there because, you know, the pressure from the line came from
But Cam Irvin didn't do that bad. They only gave up 1 sack, dog.
True.
Cam Irvin has not been.
Minnesota don't exactly have the Wolves.
True story.
Next week.
True story.
We'll probably touch on that next week. Next week in like 3 days, we're gonna see some Wolves. So I think that they might put Knight out there, or at least keep Irvin on a short leash.
I would say they may keep Irvin on a short leash because they know what Knight can do, and they probably want to get. And remember, Zach Martin, they said Zach Martin was going to play right tackle again, but after that, they were going to evaluate the whole line to see what they would go at. So I would say maybe that's when they were looking at getting a Brandon Knight in the fold back at left tackle, and that's when they were talking about the evaluations.
I would let them put Irvin Evans have been doing too bad. You're right. I'll let them put Knight in at right tackle. They could slide it. Like, I'm talking about going forward, not this week. This week is I like how they rolled last week. But if they do, because, you know, we don't know if Zach Martin is like, look, man, I want to get back to guard. And if that's true.
But he played tackle in college.
I mean, that boy can play center if he wanted to.
You feel me? He can do whatever he wants.
But if you know, since he can do whatever he wants, if he wants to go back to guard, they probably let him. And I wouldn't mind seeing McGovern over there and sitting Williams on the bench. I know they're not going to bench him.
You don't need a bench, though. Look. This is why you want to bench Williams.
Man, I can't get that play in Pittsburgh out my head.
See, it's only one play, though. That's not fair.
You're right.
That's not fair. You can't evaluate him on that.
And that was one of the 2 sacks he gave up this year, but it looked bad.
And he only gave up 2 sacks, though, and that was at the end of the game. You get what I'm saying? That was at the end of the game. He gave up, and you know what? I'm gonna be the first to tell you. I said Connor Williams is regular. The only reason why we talk about him is because he's a 2nd-round pick, and I'm a Texas fan, so I got to see Connor Williams.
I'm a Texas fan too.
You are, so you already know we got to see Connor Williams, and I don't think he's a natural guard. I think he is probably a natural tackle. I think he's better at that because he doesn't have that natural brute strength like a McGovern. That's why I want to see McGovern. But when I look at this,
McGovern out there,
I feel you. But listen, check this out. That's what I'm gonna bring this up to you right quick. I can't say sit down Williams, dog, because he's only give up 2 sacks. One was against Seattle, one was against Pittsburgh. That was like a 5-6 game gap. This is his best he's played in 3 years, and he came in young. Zach Martin came in older. He came. I think Williams is only going to be like 24. He's young.
No, he's super young.
He's super young, and he's still growing.
I just wanted to put get some more brute strength, man. Hit that weight room.
But that line, but you saw what happened though when you had Williams and McGovern and Zach Martin in. What happened? Ezekiel Elliott had his first 100-yard games. Tony Pollard had a 40-yard run for a touchdown.
I'll tell you one thing though. Like this year, he might be safe, but next offseason, He gonna have to 10 with because if when Zach moved back to guard, of course that's locked in. Collins and Smith come back. The other guard spot is up for grabs.
Well, this is what I want to bring to your attention then. Okay, and shout out to my guy Terry Turner for the $10 holla. Hey ho, I appreciate you. I don't want to yell because my microphone is acting weird, so I don't want to scream. But this is what I want to bring to your attention. My dog Raj Lombardi, he's the offensive line guru. I call him the offensive line guru. I mean, when he speaks about the offensive line, I listen. And he was like, because I've already been shaky on Tyron Smith the last few years. I've been saying it and saying it. People are like, oh, stop talking about it. He's one of our best players, but he's always hurt. And then I said this was going to happen with this next, and he did. So let's say Tyron Smith does not come back. Let's say something happens. This is a lineup he brought up, and I was feeling it 100%. Zach Martin at left tackle.
Yeah.
Connor Williams at left guard. Tyler Biadasz at center. Connor McGovern at right guard. And La'el Collins at right tackle. I'm feeling great about that. And then you got Brandon Knight as your swing and Terrence Steele as a swing. And then let's say you re-sign a Looney and you can keep a Redmond that you brought back over. You still got a Hyatt who was on injured reserve that you can bring back. You got depth. You feeling good about that if Tyron Smith doesn't come back?
I think that'll be legit. Don't rule out. I'm not saying we taking a tackle high in the draft. But don't rule out them taking a tackle just off of, depth purposes in this draft within the first 3 rounds. And if they do that, it's for insurance. But do I think that outside of this neck injury being like, say, for instance, the surgery went bad and he just don't heal up, that's the only way I think he's going to retire. Because he loyal to Jerry. This is what I'm worried about. I'm more worried about Collins' hip because I feel like they ain't really give all the information out of that car accident. And I feel like that's more the reason why people were saying he was out of shape. I think he really got injured in that car accident. They ain't want the details to come out. And that's why he had to have hip surgery, but I think it's because he got injured in that car accident. So I need to see how he come back because a hip can throw you. That's all, this is the whole base. So not that the neck is not important, but I'm saying like.
And he's 30.
Huh?
And he's 30.
Who's 30?
Tyron Smith.
No, I was talking about Collins.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying Tyron Smith, right. With the neck injury, he's 30 and he had back.
If the neck surgery was successful and it could, let's say, resolve a lot of these ailments, because remember,
I don't trust that.
He kept toughing through it. He putting a Band-Aid on it. He went and got he ain't never had gotten neck surgery, so it's 50-50. It could either
Rome, like I know. If you're 30 years old and you have neck surgery after you've been getting beat up in the NFL, your neck and back is not getting better.
You know why I got faith in it?
Why?
What you saw yesterday. Who had neck surgery?
Who did have neck surgery?
LVE. And he stood Cook up and now that's a collision.
His was minor.
No.
His was very minor. Yes, it was. His was minor.
I don't know how major Tyron's was. I just know he needed neck surgery.
But Tyron's got a lot more years than LVE.
Now, I will you that, but Tyron's also a freak of nature. He got a leg brace on his arm. So he's not normal. So if I'ma just have faith, because of course, when he out there, he's something to deal with. I'm not worried about the age because if the neck can heal, what's that dude name that played for the Rams? He like 40. Their tackle. A whole beard gray.
Is that Wadsworth?
Yeah.
He just got hurt.
Oh, well, that doesn't help my argument. All right.
He just got hurt.
All right.
So
but I'm just gonna, since we playing the hypothetical game, I'm gonna hold out hope that he come back healthy and that the surgery helped. So we stop putting Band-Aids on. Okay, we just stamped that he gonna miss 3 games. That's getting old.
I'm sorry. I just don't trust it, dog.
I'm with you though. That's the optimism in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm just hoping. Because if he could come back and be legit for a couple years, that helps us with drafting in the other areas and not focusing on tackle. That's all.
Right. Do you got me on the background? Because I can hear me.
Who, me?
Yeah, is that me?
No.
Okay. All right, there we go. I'm good. All right, so We was talking offensive line did good. Let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott because Ezekiel Elliott, first 100-yard game, 21 carries. I think he had 105 yards, if I believe, a long of 18. Tony Pollard, 5 carries. I think 60 yards, had the 42-yard run with with the one touchdown. How do you feel about Ezekiel Elliott? I've heard some people on Twitter saying, "Oh, is he still in decline? He just got the 100-yard game." I ain't listening to that crap. Like it frustrates me when people like, "See, I told you." Well, you had that offensive line that blocked for you better. He didn't do any spectacular runs.
That's what Twitter is. I told you so types. They wait for a time to jump in and you know what I'm saying, get off their points. But look. Of course, it was a good game. You go over 100 is a good game. But let's be honest. Zeke had 100 yards with 23 carries, and he barely went over 100. So it's not that it was the game-changing game. This is why I look at it. You know how, like, you get the yips? Zeke was, like, running into the wrong holes. He was running all tentative because I think he's worried about the fumbles. And the only way that it's like a shooter got to shoot, you know. And then when they see the ball go in the hole a couple times, it kind of like I guess takes that edge off. I feel like getting that 100 yards is Zeke seeing the 3 go in, and now he going. I think going forward, that's not that I think he going. Well, I would love for him to go for 160. I just think he gonna be able to run more fluid because if he was in his head. Like I'm seeing Zeke running the wrong. Like you saw that real patient run yesterday. Mm-hmm. He watched it develop, and he knew to cut back left. Mm-hmm. Before that, he would just ran into the scrum. That's him, I guess, settling himself down and just letting the game come to him because he can naturally run, but he was in his head. He was like, man, I can't fumble. Everybody on my back. And just watching it go over 100, I know it was 23 carries, but it's mental. So I think he's going into Washington. Well, actually, they coming to us. He going into this next game with a different mentality. He's just ready, like, just give me the ball. I'm going to do what I got to do. I like that he's not listening to the media about, like, him and Pollard got a bond. It's not no beef in the locker room or he worried about looking over his shoulder. Like, he congratulated Pollard on I think it's on Twitter, which just shows me that the locker room got a good mojo going on. But I think that Zeke, watching it go over 100, that's my best takeaway. Watching it go over is good for his psyche because Zeke ain't get that bad. Like, people been calling Zeke a fullback. Like, they acting like he just got, like, to the point where he can't run for 5 yards. Like, it's somewhere in the middle. You know how they say the truth is, like, it's both sides? Zeke hasn't been playing like he used to, but he also ain't as bad as if you put a fullback out there. He's somewhere in the middle.
Well, this is what I feel about Ezekiel. Shout out to my guy, Young Wilson, with the 199 holler. Says Zeke is still my guy. Aloha, bro, because we coming from the Hawaii. Aloha, Honolulu. We know how we doing. I got to get there because drinks on you, my dog. I love you. But this is, like I said, about Zeke. People like, oh, Tony Pollard should be starting. Oh, is it good now? Sorry. I got booked in director.
Oh, good.
My director. But what I was saying about Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, I don't want to start Tony Pollard. Ezekiel Elliott should be the starter because people are like, oh, start Tony Pollard, been having these good games. No, Ezekiel Elliott is a horse.
I don't think Tony could go for 20 carries anyway. It would take.
I think he could go for 20 carries, but I don't want to see that. Ezekiel Elliott, when you see him as the running back now, he is the dog. You can still see he is the one that sets the tone as far as running the ball. Tony Pollard is not going to set the tone in running the ball. Ezekiel Elliott is.
Yeah, no, that's 20 plays. You're right.
So when Ezekiel Elliott gets that ball, yes, and I feel you. Me and Sky was talking about it when we were doing the game. We were like, okay, are we seeing things? But why is Ezekiel Elliott? There's a hole right there, and he's not hitting the hole. He's going straight in, and he's not bouncing it to the outside. I'm thinking in my head, does he not feel like he can do that breakaway any longer? Or is he just, like you said, maybe thinking about his fumble issues and he doesn't want? Because when you play football, and I know, and if you feel like you have fumbling issues, you won't do the same things that you did before because you are worried about it. So your main thing is, I'm going to make sure I get positive yards, but they're not going to take this ball because I cannot happen that again.
Exactly. But all he's worrying about is let me not fumble, let me go forward he not thinking about like where his natural ability come in where, oh, I see this developing. I'm gonna cut back here. Like yesterday, I seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, see, I seen it too, and that's what had me kind of like. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what had me kind of like bugging out because I was like, dog, he's not hitting his holes. But me and Scott was sitting there thinking, we said, hold up, there's one play where he where you were talking about, Rome, where he hit the hole and then he bounced to the left, and then that's when he had like the 18-yard gain. I'm like, there you go, Zeke. That's the Zeke I know. That's the Zeke.
It was like the way
right. We remember when he used to bounce it out and bounce it to the outside, and he was shifting in the hole. Now it just seems like he covers up that ball and goes straight in, and he may bounce a little bit, but he's going to use his power.
But so you got to have one of them runs. It's like I said, like seeing that 3 go in. Like he's like, okay, like I'm telling you, next game, I feel like this is going to be I hope Washington know this is a different Dallas team that they're going to be facing. Mentality completely different. Like I hope they roll in there thinking, oh, we about to smack them one time real quick.
They're not thinking that.
I hope so.
They can't be thinking that, big dog. They can't be thinking that. But like you said, Ezekiel Elliott, this is, like I said, how I feel about him. I feel like he's just a power back now. I feel like he is a power back, and he's going to get you some dirty, strong yards. And then you should mix in Tony Pollard after he's beaten up that defense. Because Ezekiel Elliott, they've said it. And he may not get 4 or 5 yards, but if that 2 or 3, when he runs into you, you're going to feel it. So every time Ezekiel Elliott,
I honestly think Zeke gonna drop 20 pounds this offseason and get some of his speed back.
That's over, dog.
You think so?
It's over.
He like 25 though.
Right, but if you got a lot of carries, dog, you play running back. When you get 300 plus carries a year, 300 plus, I don't care what.
Derrick Henry still got speed. They can be giving him the ball
but he don't have it no more. We're go look at the stats. When he first came in the league, he hasn't had a 40-yard run in how long?
Oh, they talking about Zeke. No, I said they be feeding Derrick Henry, and he still got it.
I know, but Derrick Henry's a different type of animal.
Probably. He's probably.
Shout out to my dog Ron the down for the $10 holla. Be safe as you go. But hey, Derrick Henry's a different type of animal, dog. He's weird. He's a cyborg. I don't see 6'3". Yeah, but I honestly though, I'm gonna keep it real, Ron. The way he's doing it now, he's 26. I don't see him doing that long term because he's a big back. Your body ain't gonna last that long, dog. It's not. It's not. And you see Ezekiel Elliott, the way his body is strong, but when you lose that little bit of the speed, he knows it because he can't look even his 20-yard runs. When's the last time you seen a 20-yard run from Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh, for Zeke, I also think Zeke put on too much weight, bro.
But he lost it now. But he's one of them strong backs. He's just not that guy as far as the speed and the elusiveness. But there's nothing wrong with being a power back.
I think Zeke like 240 right now, and he need to be running at 215, 220.
I mean, maybe. But I still don't think he's going to get the speed back, and I think that's the reason why they drafted him off
season. We're going to revisit this in the summer. I'm going to give him. Where he going? He ain't going nowhere. We pay him to do
it. You're right, but it's gone. It's gone, dog.
You think?
It's gone. I don't care what you tell me. It's gone. It's gone.
Bro.
He's nice. He's a power back.
I'm going to have his faith in the offseason.
You have all the faith you want. Nope. That's why they got Pollard.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's gonna get some of his burst back. Nope. I ain't saying he's gonna come back and be home run hitter, but
there's nothing wrong being a Natron Means.
Bro, you can't be a $15 million a year Natron Means.
It don't matter. That's what he is. Don't matter. That's what he is.
So 15 mil. I need. Hey. But look, I saw some nimbleness with the catch.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him break on the 18-yard run. If he can gash every once in a while for 20 yards like he did yesterday, I'll shut up. I know that every once in a while, if he can do that every once in a while, I'll shut up.
Well, like I said, the way they have it now, if you continue to give Pollard maybe a little more snaps, because I said he's averaging 7 carries a game, right?
Yeah.
He's averaging 7.5 yards a carry. He has 157 yards in his 3-game, better of the offense has it look. He had the explosive touchdown. He averaged over 6 yards a carry in the Pittsburgh game. He averaged over 5 yards a carry in that Philadelphia game. Give him at least 10 to 15 touches. It makes the team better. You see how the team looked good with both of them.
Balance.
Right.
Balance. And we they say in the last 3 games, like when these are the most important games of the year, Philly, Pittsburgh, and yesterday, we top 5 in the league in rushing. It's just we by committee now, and I don't care how we get it. I'll take.
There's a lot of teams now that have the 2-back system. You rarely are seeing these guys that are number 1 guys. These guys, because you can get running backs in other rounds.
He should embrace it though. Look, some of them can't.
I think he does because he's getting paid.
Well, yeah, I think the money thing.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Would you embrace it? You may not like it, but I'm getting still paid $15 million a year. I'm still getting money.
Once he signed that deal here, let him get no money. Yeah,
I'm good.
Like, yeah, if he didn't get the deal, he wouldn't have been embracing nothing.
Right, he wouldn't be embracing none of this. He didn't get that money.
I need
damn you, Pollard. Y'all wouldn't be boys, but I got my money. I got $15 million a year. We boys.
Yeah. Zeke knew too when he signed that contract. He's like, even if I don't see the end, I'm straight.
I'm straight.
Yeah, you're right.
For me, so Zeke ain't tripping. But let's talk about this offense. Let's talk about the receivers. CeeDee Lamb, that awesome catch, man.
That's a grown
Amari Cooper. What do you think about Andy Dalton, your boy?
Hey man, look, Dalton was on his he had the yips a couple times yesterday too.
Mm-hmm.
He double clutched a couple times. I feel like he needed to see some completions to get settled in. Everybody needs to get in a rhythm. It's all about getting in the rhythm, especially as a quarterback. And last time he got in the game, his anxiety got him through that. I mean, his look, like through that Giants game, he didn't have a time to think. He just came off the sideline and started throwing.
Mm-hmm.
But then he spent the whole week with the build-up. He ain't handled that well. The pressure of being Dallas starter, he ain't handled it well. But this week, after getting his head knocked off and having COVID, he probably was like, I ain't got nothing to lose. So I feel like he came in with a clear mind because he's like, I'm playing with House of Money. We 2-7.
And I have Zach Martin in. I feel better because now I don't have to worry about Terrence Steele when I turn to my right side. I feel better now.
Honestly, the line is the biggest help because he could actually get the ball out of his hands. Now, that pass to Gallup, I don't know. Everybody having their moments. Gallup just had a bad day, man, because that pass to Gallup that he dropped, that deep pass, he usually come up with that.
He does drop them, though. He does do that. I like Gallup a lot. I can't help. I love Gallup.
Yeah, because he had
11 drops last year. He had 11 drops last year. You get what I'm saying? And he'll catch an awesome catch, but he'll drop an easy one. That's what's frustrating about him, and that's why I won't put him as a number 1.
Oh no. But look,
some people try to hype him though as the number 1.
No. See that.
Not you, but I'm saying
business wise. I know this sounds foul. Business wise, it'll come in handy later because it'll save us like $3 or $4 million with them drops. Not that I want him to drop the ball, but he won't be able to gouge us for number 1 money or try to be crazy. That keeps him right in pocket. I just don't need him dropping those balls in those type of moments. Drop a fire out.
Right. I mean, but he'd be dropping some big passes. I mean, he dropped that big. He dropped that big.
Going up this year.
Who's that?
Cooper.
Cooper's been doing his thing.
Just quietly. I know he'll get the recognition because, CeeDee Lamb is overshadowing him. But I got to give Cooper his credit, man, because without that catch yesterday, I know everything else. Of course, I like the Schultz catch and everything like that. But that fourth down.
That was a money play. I mentioned that in my feed earlier today where I'm like, people don't talk about that. People don't talk about that. That was a 4th down, and that was not an easy throw by Dalton, number 1, and that was not an easy catch by Cooper. And if we don't make that play, we lose the game.
And you know what, though? Coop is we all know that Coop is a person you got to keep engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Dalton working him back into because the couple of weeks, like those 3-4 weeks where our quarterback situation was crazy, it's easy for the receivers to check out.
Mm-hmm.
I like that yesterday he spread the ball around pretty easy. CD got his, Schultz got, everybody's involved. So they're going into this next game knowing, he not just zeroing in on one person. He do like some CD though. Andy Dalton be going to CD. That's his favorite.
Hey, CD is nasty though, dog. You see what he is. You see what he does.
I can just throw it over there somewhere.
He's a dog though, but here's my thing. You know what I like about CD? And when they talk about the body language about Amari Cooper, first of all, Amari Cooper is a dog as far as his ability, his route running. He is nasty. I'm not taking nothing away from Amari. Amari's nasty. He's surgical because you've seen him catch.
Like if you pay attention,
he ain't. But I'm saying he aggressive in his route running, but he's not aggressive in a certain sense that I like the way CD is aggressive. CD is aggressive that he'll block. Did you see some of them blocks? He's like trying to lay on linemen. Did you see some of those blocks? And it ain't like the first time he been doing it. He been doing it all year, and he got a little dog attitude. You see when he get up, he got. Well, I'm just saying when he get up, he got a.
He got popped yesterday, and that's.
He don't care though.
No. Those are the plays I like to see because and you can learn a lot about a player when they get popped. He got popped. You see how he jumped up? Like, all right.
Yeah, he likes that. He like it. That ain't nothing. He got like that. To me, he got like that hood mentality. Like, get off me. You can't touch me. You can't hold me.
Well, you see how it carries over. You see, like after he scored, like it's just certain players can just get the team riled up by like CD, this type of player. He can make one catch and it rouse the team up, as opposed to if someone else makes the same catch. And that's good though. I like that. I like that we got people on the team that had that effect on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, I like Cooper's a dog. Gallup, in this sense, he is a dog. He just be dropping them passes that makes me frustrated. But CD is a dog. Dalton Schultz stepping his damn game up.
Hey man, we're gonna have two tight ends next year.
Yeah, even Schultz is definitely stepping his game up.
Probably gonna lose Bell or. Well, we might keep Bell.
Yeah, but you can pick up somebody in the draft or something. I still want to. This is my thing. Go with Blake Jarwin, and you can go with a Dalton Schultz, but still get a speed tight end. Just get a speed guy.
Jarwin. Well, he coming off ACL though.
Yeah, but he ain't have that super speed. He had more of that like long striding. He was not a super fast guy.
You mean like quick twitch, like within 10, like in a short range, like actually
like the Evan Ingram types.
Yeah, off the line. Yeah, you're right.
He ain't had that type
more so down the field. He's not like coming out of this breaks. Super, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Look at something like that if you're gonna look at a tight end. You feel me? What do you think about Kellen Moore, dog, in this game? A lot of people be hating on him. What do you think about Kellen Moore?
I think Kellen Moore been getting coached up by McCarthy.
That's not a bad thing.
No. I think it's great. I think I could tell. Play calling ain't the same. It's been some real good creativity, and I know how Jerry and Steven wants this to be viewed in the media as just the 100% Kellen Moore show. Kellen Moore has been getting coached up, but some of them plays aren't the exact offense we usually run. I'm not saying he don't have no input. I'm saying I feel like it's more of a conglomerate, and they're just letting it. I don't think McCarthy's necessarily calling his plays for him, but I think during the week, during prep, it's a lot of McCarthy, like some of that West Coast philosophy and stuff like that. I could tell by the way they actually running the offense. I feel like it's definitely some creativity coming from McCarthy, and it's good though because Kellen Moore don't know everything. Like he need to learn from somebody that got some experience that didn't work with all these good quarterbacks. He got a lot to learn.
Like I said, I don't have any problem. That's one of the reasons why Mike McCarthy is an offensive guy. He was an offensive coordinator. So this is nothing wrong. If you're a young guy in the system and this is only your second year in the game, and then you get a guy who has been established and had good quarterbacks in his system, and he has coached them up and had success with them as a young offensive coordinator, you would want to soak up the knowledge that he has to bring in. And I can feel what you're saying about him talking, okay, well, you know what? This is your offense, but why don't you look at this? Or how about something like this? That's what you're supposed to do. That's why you're a team. It goes hand in hand. So when we saw maybe some silliness when we would get inside the 25-yard line with the play calling, maybe Mike McCarthy said,
I think that's where McCarthy's stepping in. He's not good in the red zone. Well, wasn't.
Well, he was this week. That Schultz play was nasty.
Listen.
And even that pitch over from Ezekiel Elliott to CD, the option, I like it. You get what I'm saying? I think that was a Kellen Moore play.
Hey, man, and I feel like it's going both ways because I know McCarthy pass happy. We all know what's up. But I do feel like them being able to stick with the balance, that's the reason why Dalton was able to show up. It ain't that Dalton just came out there. It was because of the balance helping them keep the secondary honest is why Dalton has some wide open receivers. So I hope they don't get pass happy because Dalton had 3 touchdowns and then next week or in a couple of days, our offense goes back 65-35. We need to keep it close to 50-50 because it helps the offense.
I think they understand don't do that with Dalton because Dalton is not that guy to be throwing 50 times a game. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
If Dalton is throwing 50 times a game, the game is over. We lost.
No question.
So that ain't even no question. But great. I feel like I gave the offense a B performance because we battled back, came back, had a good defensive stops. But I said it had to be on this defense. What do you think about this defensive performance, specifically Mr. Donovan Wilson, who had 9 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. He had the half a sack. Talk to me about Donovan Wilson. How do you feel about him? And I'm gonna listen to the chat too because he's been showing.
Well, 2 years, I think it was last preseason, Donovan Wilson was showing out in the preseason. And we always like, yo, put Donovan Wilson in the game. And he just ain't getting no run all last year. And I don't know if it was he couldn't pick up the playbook. I don't know if Marinelli and that was when Heath was out here. But we still was like, at the time, even when Heath was on the team, we used to be like, yo, put Wilson in. And then this year, I guess by natural progression, because, it's been a merry-go-round, he got his shot. That boy he was looking like Cam Chancellor out there. He was laying some hits, man. That hit on Cook, I watched this because, like I said, after a big hit, I like to watch a dude's demeanor. He tried to shake it off. He had to go sit down. Like to make down Cook go sit down, and get his mind right. Like, yo, I think he thought his ribs was broke.
Remember, he hit Thielen too.
Yeah.
Remember, he hit Thielen earlier, whether it was in the hand or in them ribs, because Thielen went down and sat down. Because remember, they kept having the camera on Thielen. They was looking at his hand, but he kept breathing, taking that breath like.
But I'm gonna challenge you to look at something.
What's up?
This is the biggest thing about Donovan Wilson. He has natural born ball hawk skill. He's not like some players just play like Byron Jones. Byron Jones focuses on his technique. He's not really focused on the ball. Donovan Wilson, I didn't see in any play where he gets close to the ball. It's not an accident that he snatched that ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. It ain't an accident that he knocked that ball out of Carson Wentz's hands. Like, it's natural. What do you have, like 3 or 4 takeaways in the preseason?
Mm-hmm.
He just got a nose for the ball, which is like yesterday. He put his head on that football on purpose to pop that ball loose. It wasn't an accident. And like when Wentz scrambled to the left in the Eagles game, and he went to throw, Wilson, when he went to tackle him, he knocked the ball out on purpose. He wasn't just tackling him. It's natural to him.
He grabbed his arm.
Yeah, he knew it.
He grabbed his arm and tried to pull it down because he already knew what he was trying to do. So, he says he practices it all the time.
That's natural though. Like, well, yeah, I know he focuses on it, but some players don't got it.
Right, that's true.
We haven't had nobody. Well, I think Diggs got the
Diggs, and I think Jordan Lewis still is a natural player.
Yeah, some people got that knack to be like, I know how to go for the ball, Mm-hmm. And I love it though. Like, he might earn himself. He keep it up. He gonna earn himself a spot, and we gonna be focusing on replacing Woods.
Oh yeah, well, that's already a given because we know Woods come out. Shout out to my dog, Cowboys fan. Only in here, my dog Jay Tuck. Shout out to you, and shout out to everybody in the building. Thurston Howell, DJ Cobbs, Haley 94. Where it's been a long time since I seen you. Tired this call on Tyrone Church. Mr. The Lunatic, Eastside are talking all that trash. Eastside Harold's the funniest man in the world. Like I said,
don't pay him no mind no more.
I know. I still like to just. It's just funny. I just like to mention how goofy you are. It's just funny how you interfere.
Hey,
Why don't you donate?
When I first started, and Harold came to my page a couple of times, I didn't know what was going on. I was like,
yeah, now you know, huh?
Persistent, right? So after that,
quick.
early in the season, when Houston was taking them L's, I seen y'all talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still. I gotta be on all y'all stuff, and they was like, "Yo, where Harold at? He went missing." I was like, "Oh, this dude, like renowned. He go to everybody's page, even the up and comers, because I don't even know why he was coming to my page. But now I just ignore him because I love trash talkers. I don't mind the trash talk. I just don't people. I ignore people that don't got logic, and a lot of his trash talk don't got logic behind it. So it's easy to ignore. Like if you come to our page and you talking about how bad our defense is and it's legitimately bad, I got to hold that L. But like he came to my page one day talking about how my jersey looked like toilet paper, and I was like, "Oh, you're a child. I can't even." Like you gotta give me something. Like you can't just like your trash talk can't be like middle school. I'm an adult. Like you gonna talk stats or you gonna give me something good? You talking about my jersey look like toilet paper? So I've been ignoring him ever since. He come to my page still, but you gotta trash talk with some like he ain't got no integrity with his trash talk. It's bad. So I just ignore it until he gotta come with something better to get a response out of me.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that. He know it. But defensively, we saw LVE. He had 12 tackles. He played very well in that game. I really like how LVE played. I think it was his best game statistically. He didn't have a missed tackle. He's got 6 on the year. He didn't have a missed tackle.
Gregory ain't really get too much run. You think he got a cold? He think he's sick?
I honestly, he had to be sick because there's no way in hell. You know, this is what I was looking at even when I was watching the tape earlier, just a little while ago. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. We all see it and know it, right? But when I looked at Dalvin Cook's runs, like I said, he had 127 yards rushing, I think in like 20-something carries, over 23 carries. But his biggest runs were to the left-hand side, and that's where Dorrance Armstrong Jr. was on the right side. And he kept getting sealed, and he wasn't setting the edge.
Because he can't.
He's not big enough, number one. And number two, like I said, he had 63 yards on that left side to Dorrance Armstrong Jr. And they had him in coverage, and Irv Smith Jr. was working him left and right. So I don't understand the logic with that. Why he's still playing. Everybody's saying let's play.
Maybe they're worried about Anai's. If they got him in coverage, maybe they think Anai can't cover.
Yeah, I mean, they have to think that he can't cover, but you can put Anai in pass rushing situations. You got what I'm saying?
Anai can set the edge, which is most important.
If you got Dorrance Armstrong Jr., let's say you put him in 20 snaps, and 8 of them are pass rushing, you can put Anai in there for that. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're not hurting it so bad because I feel like you could still cover him.
Not naturally strong, man. He can set that edge. I know he can. I don't have no doubt in that. I think what they worried about is if a play come up and he got to drop in the coverage, he's too slow.
I just think that they think he's a rookie and he may not be ready. Because think about it, Ron. If you look at the staff, the way they evaluated some of these players, they said, well, we're going to go with Joe Looney. Biadasz is not ready. Joe Looney has played. They're definitely serviceable. He played good in that game, but Biadasz is the future. But he wasn't playing because Joe Looney.
It's
Terrence Steele.
They got the old school mentality where you gotta, as a rookie, you gotta earn it. Well, except for with Diggs,
and Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson was there. I was asking Brian Broaddus and Dave Hellman when he was on our shows, why is he not getting work? And they said, well, if he didn't play, I was also asking everybody. They were saying if he didn't get the work on Garrett's regime, if he's not getting the work, then he must not be ready and he must not be that guy. And then I heard Mike Nolan say they're backups for a reason. But as soon as he gets work, we're seeing totally different.
That's
and
what I'm saying, like that.
Connor McGovern too.
That's what I'm saying with a knife. I'm like, yo, just throw him out there. And maybe we'll get our wish this week. Like maybe, I know they super stubborn. They slowly starting to turn. I would love for a Nye, and I want to see what we got in Robinson. Fooled me last week too. I didn't even know about the other Robinson.
Rashard Robinson.
I was ready. I said, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, nah. As soon as I seen that 28, I knew who it was because Robinson is 41. I was
ready though.
Yeah, I distinctly know his number. So when I seen that was 28, that wasn't fooling me. I was like, "Oh hell, that ain't him." You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we'll see how that goes. They still got 6 games in the season. We'll hopefully see how's that goes.
What's McCarthy is what was it? Brown? Who got a ribs?
What do you mean?
Somebody got a rib injury in the secondary.
I don't know who's got a rib.
It might be like check into it. I think Anthony Brown might got a rib injury, and they might. I mean, we running out of players, so Robinson gonna have to get some burn at some point. The other Robinson.
Anthony Robinson is trash.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying.
I don't want him to be hurt. But if he hurts, sit down.
Oh, you mean Brown?
Yeah.
Nah, he was having a long day. And I used to like him. I used to think he was all right.
I think he fooled everybody his first year. And he fooled the Cowboys because he got a 3-year deal, and I don't know how he got that deal.
We cleaned the house this off season though. Outside of Diggs, they bringing in all kinds of new secondary people. So if you can, it's gonna be like Diggs and Donovan Wilson and everybody else y'all better play good. This y'all they gonna be on Indeed this summer.
I think most of them are just gonna be going. So I just feel like that's just.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna pay a Woozy ain't either.
I don't know. We'll see about a Woozy. I don't know.
He's serviceable. I just don't know. It depends on what money he's looking for.
He's not gonna get a lot of money.
Yeah, he better not be asking for it.
I mean, but I think, are you gonna, even if he was on the market, or would you offer him a lot of money on the market?
Absolutely not.
So I think that's why he'd be affordable to come back, and I think that's why they signed Anthony Brown, because they knew he wasn't gonna have no great market. So when they put that contract out, he jumped and signed it.
True.
For me. So now we feel, like I said, we feel good. We got to win. We're heading into Thanksgiving because I'm going to let you go because I know you got your schoolwork to get done. Hey, shout outs to you for doing your thing.
Look at this real estate book.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to that. So I definitely salute to you with that. I got one of my good friends does real estate. He's doing his thing out here, man. It makes a real big difference. Really makes a difference in society and in the community. A lot of people don't know that. You got a realtor that's really doing his thing. And being for the community and things of that nature, it makes a huge difference. My guy is making waves. And so definitely shout out to you.
Respect, man. I appreciate that.
Definitely respect for you, what you're doing with that. But let's just talk about the Washington game. What's your feelings about Washington?
Look, the way I said, I hope Washington coming there sleeping on us. I feel like it's natural for people in the NFC East to sleep on Washington. It's just a mental thing. I hope that we don't go in there sleepy. But you know what I really want out of this game, man? I want McCarthy. I know he pulled, like, you pulling tricks out your bag with the Gallagher thing. I want him to sit the team down and show him a tape of when Dalton got his head knocked off. Because if that don't get you motivated, I don't know what will. Like, we owe Washington. This ain't just like about wins and losses. We got that out of all the games this year. That was the one we got disrespected in the most. Because they knocked their head off, and I felt like they was laughing about it. Like, everybody was like, after they got him out of there, it ain't look like they cared. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even suspend dude. Like, I'm not saying we need to go in there and get no penalties, but the way Donovan Wilson, and first of all, basically the whole team, we was hitting in Minnesota. I loved every second of it. I was like, yeah, that's the team I want to see going forward, period. We was hitting. And I just need them to come out there and letting Washington know, we remember what you did. It was all fun and games when the media was calling us soft. All right, call Dalvin Cook, who probably got a cracked rib on the low, and ask him how soft we is. And they don't got a Dalvin Cook. The dude, what's his name, Gibson? He okay, but he not Dalvin Cook. The defense he about to see, when they was gashing us, when we was
yeah, we owe him. He had 120 yards rushing on us.
Yeah, we had Poe just standing up. Like, this is gonna be a different game, and I can't wait for it. Like, I hope they resting up because I know it's a short turnaround, but at least we ain't got to travel. And I'm hoping that this week is, I hate to call it revenge week, but that's how I feel, man. That was the lowest point for me this season outside of when Dak got hurt. Just watching us look like we was lifeless in Washington. It was just depressing. So I need them to just show up, like, and start laying the wood, man, because I love what I seen yesterday. The physicality was different.
I'm in total agreements with you with that. I'm in total 1,000,000% agreements with that. That's like almost like that's our send-off before we end the stream. That's our send-off. Still bring that same pain, that same energy that you brought in Minnesota. Bring the pain. Because like you said, Washington's my most hated team. Philadelphia, they annoy the shit out of me, but Washington's always my most hated team.
Not that you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
Real Dallas fans, that's who we hate.
I hate Washington. That's
Philly,
my most hated team.
They just been annoying me.
Yeah, they just annoy me. I don't hate Philly. They annoy me.
Washington.
I hate Washington.
It's only one team I used to hate more than Washington, and that was the 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
Ooh, I still hate them.
49ers, Washington, Pittsburgh, them teams that we all play this year, those are my most hated teams. That's why I hate losing to those teams, because those are the teams when I was in the 70s and the 80s and 90s were our nemesis, and we used to always bang with them squads. And I used to really hate Washington because those was disrespectful, hated matchups. People don't understand. Yeah, people don't understand how hated that was. So for me to really watch that, I had to really intake that and see that, and us play soft as hell like that. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's what if you look. My most watched video was me being depressed after that Washington game because of the hate that runs deep. Like, we let Washington do that to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what though? This is how I feel about Philly. Philly, like the kids at the baby spades table. They want to come sit at the big table so bad, so they disrespectful, but we ignoring them because we over there talking big business. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit at the big boy table yet. Mm-hmm. You got to look, as much as you want to disrespect Washington, they got a couple of them things on the trophy case too.
Yeah, so I don't. My dog Wink says they don't get up for Washington like they feel. I disagree. I still feel like Washington is hated. Like they don't like us, we don't like them. And I feel like, you know what, Dallas is gonna. Hey, ain't nobody getting swept by no Washington football team.
Might not have got up for Washington, but that first game woke us up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, yeah, they came in there maybe lollygagging, but this game is going to be serious. You know, I feel like we're going to see a totally different team. And I listened to DeMarcus Lawrence on this, and I feel like he said, yeah, that was before, but this is now. And we're going to see. And I feel like you're going to see that defense go after him. Like you said, Poe is not in there. You got Antoine Woods, who's hungry as shit. You got Gallimore, who's hungry. You got Hamilton, who's hungry.
Give a little bit of props.
And that 95 cat that they just got, the Elkin or Oka, whatever his name, he got some snaps in there too. Yeah, who's you gonna say?
Up. And I like that. You know, confidence is like football is a game of confidence, like any other sport. Mm-hmm. And the more you do well, it just lets you react and not overthink. And I like D-Law giving props to Wilson, saying, "Yeah, keep throwing it across the middle."
Because we're gonna lay the wood on you.
One of the team leaders telling you, "Hey, dog, I see you. Keep doing what you're doing." And I know that sounds minor.
No, that gives him more confidence when he's going into this game. He's feeling like on cloud nine, like it builds your confidence. You know how it is, dog. It's like if you're a young buck, you ain't come on the football field or the basketball court and you make your ways and you scoring and I remember I played with guys wrong when I was on the basketball court, where I was trying to get my rep, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get my reputation, and I played good, and one of the top dogs was like, hey, holla at my man's right here. Dog, when he just said, you feel me? I was like, I'm going, nobody's going to stop me now. Like, you feel me? All I needed was that tap on the shoulder, like, oh, I got my man's right here.
Let me add one more thing to this game. Last couple of weeks, we've dealt with people that can move, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is going to be the most stagnant quarterback we didn't seen.
Oh, Alex Smith.
And I'm not. Look, I know his. Look, I got mad respect for that dude for getting back to where
he's still playing the game though.
He's still playing, so we got to look. It is what it is.
We got to hit him.
Now, don't cheap shot him in the knee. Yeah, I don't think that. But yeah, we need to get to him. Like, I know that they thinking like we need to get to Dalton. Dalton can roll out. He can move. Everybody see it. Alex still got a gimp in that leg.
Right. And for us to really believe that he doesn't think about that when he's playing the game is crazy. He thinks about that.
If Jalen Smith got beat to the corner, I've seen it. I know he should be hurt.
Jalen always thinks about that knee when he plays.
Yeah. So no, I mean, but he got beat to the corner by Kirk Cousins yesterday.
Yeah.
But Alex Smith better not beat nobody to the edge.
No. and you know what? We saw blitzes coming from Donovan Wilson. We've seen blitzes coming off the edge. We've seen Jalen Smith blitz. They should already understand that. Okay, so what? I mean, you're still playing football, dog. That's the way it is. You're still out there getting paid and playing. No. You're saying about cheap shot him, but you definitely need to blitz him. He can't move. He can't do anything with that leg, so you better attack him, and that's just the way it is. Nobody's hating, no cheap shots, but you're going to get hit. Now, you should get hit a lot.
That's the main Alex, because he can throw, so they don't need to take him lightly. My point is, you get pressure on him because he can't move.
Some balls gonna be flutter.
Yeah, we could change this whole game because I don't care how nice you are at throwing. If you got pressure in your face, it ain't too many that can throw through that pressure.
Well, let's think about it. Philadelphia, we had turnovers. Pittsburgh, we had turnovers. Minnesota, right? Turnovers, right? So that's 3 straight games. Notice the difference of the team, though, Rome, in this last thing. Turnovers in Philly, turnovers in Pittsburgh, turnovers in Minnesota. When you get turnovers on your defense, you see how you have a chance to win the game.
I ain't think about that. You just open my eyes to that. I really ain't think about that. We've been consistently because I be looking at the season as a whole. But if we just let's just run it in the last 3 games, like running into like a quarter of the season. Yeah, man. Just like I was saying with the running game, like we top 5. If you wanted to just take this chunk, you know, let's just call it the when we got our mind right games. Ever since that Philly game, we got our mind right. We playing complimentary football. We playing time of possession. Like we special teams have been stepping up. I got to give Bones his credit too.
Hunter averaged 47 yards a kick.
Yeah, so Bones has been. I like the whole team as a whole, like as far as just the way things is running. But I wasn't even thinking about them turnovers. You're right, man. It's been at least 2 a game. Yeah,
man. What have we been clamoring for the team? Turnovers. And what has changed the defense?
I ain't even been thinking about it because I'm used to like 1 pick, 17 games later, next pick.
We're getting turnovers every game, and you see the difference in us being able to win now.
Yeah,
and because guess what else it does? When you get a turnover in their side of the field, guess what? Field position. Because what was killing us, Rome? Field position. We were always starting on our 20, 15-yard line.
Look, I know Dak. Well, Dak ain't mad for real, but I would be like, damn, like,
why couldn't y'all do that?
But you know what though? We gonna be delivering Dak a Ferrari back if the mentality stays the same. I don't need them to say, all right, Dak back. Let's let the foot off the gas. I need the same mentality. Now let's bring in our franchise quarterback and run with that. But we won't have plenty of time in the summer to talk about that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, like I said, if as long as they continue to do what they do, get some turnovers, good field position, push your offense on the other side of the field. You don't have to drive 10 to 12 plays every drive. Now you got a short field. Now you can quick strike the team within 3 to 4 plays. Your defense can get back on the field. That's where you rally. That's where the team gets amped up because now you're feeling like we're working together as a team. Defense is getting you turnovers. Offense is scoring off the turnovers. That's when you're getting the confidence, and then that's when your confidence rises. And you saw it in Minnesota. You've seen it the last 2 games in Philly and Pittsburgh, but you really saw it really sprout out. And guess what? You had a veteran quarterback, and all we said was if you give this veteran quarterback some time, you could see he could win some games. And it was just shown this week, and I think it can happen again. We're going to beat Washington. That's what I'm saying. We're going to beat Washington. We're going to beat Washington. Okay, we're beating Washington. And then after that, do we go to Baltimore?
That's the barometer.
Okay.
That's the barometer. And you know what, though? I'm going to say it now.
Nobody's scared of Baltimore.
No, that's what I'm saying. If we playing like we playing now, 3 weeks ago, I would have been like, yeah, let's go and skip that game. Now I want to see us versus Baltimore.
Me too.
You know, because 3 weeks ago, I think we roll into Baltimore. Even the players is kind of like, I think right now they would be hungry for that game because they know, let's put the league on notice that we ain't no rollover.
Right.
You know, like I'm tired of
it. And you know what else, Rome? Even if we don't win this, you're going to respect us. That's all what we've been talking about, Rome. We need to get the Cowboys' respect back. And it don't matter if we didn't get to the playoffs or whatever. Every game you play this, now you respecting us because we ain't no hoes. You ain't going to come in here and feel like you're going to run over and talk that shit to us no more. We're going to punch you in the mouth. And that's all us Cowboys fans want. Tired of that soft shit with these Cowboys, that Hollywood shit. I don't want to see it no more. I want to see that hard, tough grind. And Donovan Wilson setting that tone with that. That's what we've been loving. We've been missing them kind of hits and that type of hit.
LVE setting that. First of all, that hit, I know he scored on the
Jalen Smith had a couple good hits too on Dalvin Cook feeling, and I was like surprised, like, okay, that's how you do it. If one big hit from a player can change everybody else on that defense, dog.
Set the tone, like you said, it's pretty much it.
Set the tone.
Set the tone.
We need to set the tone. And this game against Washington, what do we need to do, Ron? Set the tone. So we already know that's the mantra this week. Set the tone.
I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to make my video, set the tone.
Set the tone. I'm making my next video. Set the tone.
That's it.
Everybody going to be screaming that shit.
Hey, look, if it's going to lead to some unity and some wins, I'm with it. But I feel like for the first time in a long time, I don't got to wonder if the players is dialed in.
Right.
I feel like the coaches and the players, I got to give them some credit too. They dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
It took some L's and some horrible things to happen, but I used to worry, like, are we going to come to play this week? Are we feeling ourselves too much? You know what I'm saying? Watching that Minnesota game, the last 3 games, I'm like, oh, they dialed in.
Well, you know what? They had a lot of humble pie earlier this year.
Look, pride coming for the fall. Sometimes you got to get humbled up and get your mind right.
Yeah. I totally feel you on that. But hey, dog, I appreciate you. Set the tone. We already talking about it. Set the tone. As soon as we get off of here, I'm going on Twitter. I'm saying set the motherfucking tone.
Look, I'm right behind you.
You feel me, dog? Set the motherfucking tone, because if we come in there and set the tone of the game, it's a wrap. And
I'm at Donovan Wilson and D-Law.
Bro, set the tone, man. If I got to tag y'all fools this week, hey, set the motherfucking tone in this game. A big hit, big play. Let these fools know that we ain't to be played with them. We overwatched them bad. We need to, hey, Ron, we need to stomp these fools in this game. This don't need to be no close-ass game. This need to be an ass kicking. This need to be an ass kicking.
So I can have my second plate.
You feel me? This need to be an ass kicking.
Ass kicking.
This Thanksgiving Day, Washington, we need to kick their ass.
Yeah, no question.
So, hey, give them let them ever know where they can follow you, dog. This is my next up and comer out here, boy, killing it out there on the scene. Let everybody know where they can find you, dog. Great talk again today.
I appreciate it. Mr. Ron, Cowboys Fan Talk. That's how you can search me. Just Cowboys Fan Talk on YouTube. On Twitter, it's Cowboys_Fan Talk, and on IG, it's just Cowboys Fan Talk. Yeah, man. Been doing this for I guess going on 5 months now, man. I appreciate you having me on. One of the goats in this thing. I'm just trying to make my mark. And look, trying to set the tone.
Set the tone, dog. We already know that's the mantra. Let's scream it from here to the Himalayas.
Yes,
set
sir.
the tone, because when you set the tone of anything, it makes the whole difference of how that day goes or how the game goes, whatever. So, dog, I appreciate you 100%. I'm gonna go straight off here. So when I close out, you close out, because I'm gonna let you go straight to your thing, man. But big ups to what you're doing with the real estate thing. That's very impressive. Get out there, make it happen, and that's huge. Make it happen for the community, because I feel like you will.
Hey, man, we're going to chop it up soon. You already know what's up.
All right, dog. Salutes to you. Set the tone. Talk to you. Big Game James, Mr. Rome, Cowboys Fan Talk. Peace.
All right.